So you asked for a budget-friendly midweek meal, and I want to talk Savoy cabbage. It's bang in season right now. It's delicious, it's nutritious, it's full of the good stuff. It counts as one of your 5 fruit and veg a day and really affordable. And I'm going to take this veg that often kids can turn their nose up at and turn it into an incredible one-pan greens pasta bake. It is healthy, super delicious. You can batch it up, so then you can just whack it in the microwave, reheat it quickly, and you've got a brilliant, super fast midweek meal. I'm going to do it in one pan, one large kind of casserole style pan. Let's get the heat on to a medium heat. First up, break down the Savoy cabbage. The outer leaves, as you can see, are dark green. So they've seen the sunlight. I'm just going to use the knife to remove the stalk, right? That is a little bit hard. So we'll just kind of take that out. This, I'm going to give a little rinse under the tap with the spring onions. Finely slice the spring onions first. Spring onions are great, grown in Britain. They're sweeter and more tender, which means actually they don't need as much cooking as, say, regular onions. And then I'm going to take 2 cloves of garlic. Garlic's going to give you the most amazing flavour. So garlic, spring onions done. Some olive oil in a pan, just a nice tablespoon goes in. So garlic in first. So I don't want to colour the garlic. As it starts to take on just a little bit of that heat, in with the spring onions like that. Then I'm going to take the Savoy cabbage and I'm going to roll it up. And then you can use your knife skills just to thinly slice that cabbage, chop through that in a quite sort of rough way. And then we'll go into the pan. Smells good already. So by cutting it nice and thin, the heat's going to get to it. It's going to break down the beautiful Savoy cabbage. You'll get loads of flavour from that. Right, now, the nice tight white part of the cabbage, cut that in half, finely slice this again. I think this recipe is a really great way of getting more nice veggies into your kids' diet. So just stir that around, and what you can do is just take a little swig of water just to break that frying and get it steaming a little bit, and that will soften it up. I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning now. When you cook down the cabbage like this, you get a really nice, deep, savoury flavour. But in this dish, I think it's great. And it ticks all the boxes, right? Savoy cabbage is fantastic value. It's local, it's in season, super delicious. And it just goes to show that if you're clever, you know, eating well doesn't have to cost you more. Now, as this starts to soften, after about 5 minutes, add 2 tablespoons of plain flour. So stir in the flour, and then we'll slowly add the milk, and that will create the most delicious white sauce, which is going to be really nice and oozy with your pasta. Add the milk bit by bit, 2 pints of milk. As that comes to a simmer, that will thicken up and it will be shiny and gorgeous. I want to add some more flavour, and a nice way to do that is with some mustard. So 2 heaped teaspoons of English mustard. It will give you amazing flavour. It won't be too hot. It just works with the cheese and the milk really beautifully, but also gives it a lovely sort of subtle yellow colour. So can you see how nice it is now? It's just coming to a little simmer. Look at the colour. It's thickened up lovely. So get 600 mils of boiling water from the kettle. You want it to be quite wet so it absorbs into the pasta. Beautiful. And as that comes up to the simmer again, I want to introduce you to another brilliant veggie. So frozen spinach, I use it all the time. Brilliant for curries, fantastic for like just putting into stews and chilies just to kind of get the veg count up. They've blanched it and frozen it. So all I have to do is put 400 grams in here, and that will just thaw out very, very quickly. So just stir that in, let that simmer for like 5 minutes until the spinach just melts away and cooks into the sauce. Now, I want to give you a fantastic little hack that I know you're going to love. Bread is one of the most wasted foods that we throw away. So what you can do is just wazz it up in a food processor. And then what I'm going to do is turn this into a beautiful garlicky breadcrumb topping. It's going to be amazing with the pasta and the sauce. So, so good. So it's really simple. Get your breadcrumbs, about sort of 2 handfuls there. And then I'm going to get the fine side of the box grater and just grate the garlic in. It's that easy. This is going to be on the top of our pasta bake. So imagine the flavour and the texture. Just a little bit of oil, pepper and some salt, and just use your fingers just to go through the breadcrumbs, and that'll be amazing. Kids and adults love garlic bread, so that on top of this is going to be great. Now this is softening up. I'm going to get some cheese, 150 grams of cheddar cheese, and that through the sauce with the milk, the mustard and the garlic and the spring onions is going to be utterly delicious. Stir that cheese in. I'm going to turn the heat right down now. So that cheese is gonna melt into that sauce. Look how creamy it looks. Add the macaroni. Super affordable. 500 grams of the macaroni goes through. You could use penne, you could use any mixture of pasta, to be fair. Look at that. And it might seem too wet, but don't forget, the pasta's gonna absorb a lot of that moisture. So what I do now is come along with those incredible little breadcrumbs and do a layer. Just sprinkle it on the top. Smells amazing already. So these will go golden and crisp, and you'll get that garlic bread smell going through the whole house, which always entices the kids. And even if they're a bit funny about greens, I'm telling you, this will be the thing that gets them. And then I'll put that last bit of cheese just on top, like that. So look, that's it. Heat off. The oven is on 180 degrees or 350 Fahrenheit. We just take our pan, we get in there. So I'm gonna do like 35 minutes and have a little check and then show you what to do next. So we've had 35 minutes. The room smells absolutely incredible. There is garlic bread smells going around the whole house. They'll all be getting really hungry. So what I tend to do, especially with my kids, is I whack down a simple salad. So like round lettuce, bit of dressing. But in here, look at this. Golden, oozy, and utterly delicious. Look at that. That is my one pan greens pasta bake. And if you take that to the table, they're gonna go crazy for it. Celebrating a brilliant seasonal vegetable, Savoy cabbage. 2 of your 5 fruit and veg a day in one meal, not including the salad. So we're doing really, really well. This is 8 portions. So if you're talking about midweek meals, speed, convenience, cost, we can have half of this for dinner tonight, let it cool down, you can portion it up, freeze it up, good for a couple of months, and then you can reheat it in the microwave and you've got another delicious, nutritious meal like weeks or months down the road. Let's have a little portion up. I love the side bits. They get really crispy. Look at that. Really gorgeous. So you get nice, generous portions. It's great value. It smells amazing. It's a really nice way to get more of the good stuff into your diet in a really fun way. Right, let's have a try. Bit of that lovely crispy topping. Mmm. Oh wow, it's so good. When you cook cabbage like that and then it gets baked in the oven, you get this very deep, sweet, savory flavor. It's really, really comforting. And look, if your kids are really fussy about the green bits, whiz it up in the white sauce. Utterly delicious. So look, there you go. I hope that answers your question. It's a brilliant, affordable midweek meal, and it's still classed as healthy. So it's really, really ticking all the boxes. So guys, if you've got any questions for me, simply put it in the comments box below. We always have a look and it always inspires what we cook for you. And if you want this recipe and loads more hints and tips, they're all on the Tesco realfood.com website.